Our support of Aggie students goes beyond just banking. By supporting News 22, we're giving back to the community. Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far.
Tonight on News 22, 2 suspects are under arrest after a high-speed chase that killed a retired police officer.
Today is Giving Tuesday, and the NMSU community is showing its generosity.
And northern New Mexico is looking a lot less like Christmas this time of year.
All that and more on News 22 Tuesday.
Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cristal Corrales.
And I'm Stephanie Muñiz. The Las Cruces Police Department is in mourning after the death of a retired Las Cruces police officer, J.R. Stewart.
Stewart was killed yesterday when he was hit while riding his motorcycle. The Las Cruces Fire Department will fly an American flag once his body arrives at the Baca Funeral Home. His body was sent to Albuquerque for an autopsy and is said to arrive to Las Cruces today. Today, the Fire Department was preparing the flag to take it to the funeral home. There will be a memorial service on Saturday to remember and honor J.R. Stewart.
2 suspects are in custody for the death of J.R. Stewart. On Monday evening, police responded to a high-speed chase. Stewart was riding in his motorcycle near Alturas and Sotol, and that's where the high-speed chase ended. The vehicle police were chasing crashed into Stewart's motorcycle. Today, community members began placing flowers at the site.
Really saddening to see that flowers there that weren't there obviously when we came in earlier yesterday, and to learn that someone had died here. That's bad news.
JR was loved and respected by officers and the community for his services to the country and to the city.
And I wonder how the weather's going to be this week.
I know. Next up, we have Jessica with our weather.
Good evening and happy Tuesday, everyone. Right now, if you're looking outside, you're seeing some clouds in the sky. Temperature at 69 degrees, east winds 8 miles per hour, humidity at 20%, and our barometer at 29.93 inches. Today we saw a high of 71, which is still well above our average of 62. So yes, we're still talking about those above average temperatures. Last night we saw an overnight low of 35, and let's go ahead and take it back in time when we saw a record temp in 1998 at a high of 76 and 1976 with a low of 10 degrees. We didn't see any rainfall, so our yearly rainfall sits at 9.73 inches. I'll be back later with a look at your national forecast, but for now, back to the desk.
The Las Cruces School Board is wondering, where's the money? The board sent a letter to the Acting Secretary of Public Education. In the letter, they say the legislature approved money for the public education, but so far they're not getting it. Las Cruces Public School is already approved their own budget, which depends on the state funding, but they don't know when that money is coming in.
We have been asking and asking and asking, where is the money, and will we be receiving it, and how much will we be receiving? It's important to know the status of those funds. We could use it desperately. Every penny counts when you're in public education.
The decision on how to spend that money has yet to be decided, but Galvan says the money could go for staff or supplies.
Organizations all over the country are asking for money today, and New Mexico State University is one of them. It's called Giving Tuesday, and inside the Corbett Student Union, students and faculty were taking donations from all kinds of different scholarships and programs. This is the 3rd year NMSU has taken part in Giving Tuesday. Last year, they brought in more than $2 million. This year, they're hoping for more.
So I think this is great to be able to let not only the community know that it's always, anytime they can help the university, a student gets some additional funds for their education, the better.
It helps support other NMSU students and raises money that definitely students really need, and makes Aggies a better place and NMSU a better place, so support Aggies.
If you donate today before midnight, your donation will be doubled. If you'd like to donate, Google NMSU Giving Tuesday. This is the last week of the semester here at NMSU. Next week, we start taking our finals and handing in final projects.
That's stressful enough, but there's something else as well. As Isaiah Silva reports, students in the dorms have to think about moving out.
Yamilex Holguin lives in Garcia Hall. That dorm, as well as RGH and Pinon Hall, will close for winter break. And with final exams coming up, moving out is one more thing to worry about.
I think it's kind of stressful. It is very, very stressful because, finals week is very tight on schedule, and it's just hard to get everything together for moving out and also working in your finals.
The students aren't the only ones that have to deal with move-out day. The RAs also have a lot of things that they need to finish as well. Dustin Franco has been an RA the whole time he has been at NMSU. He says it's been a great experience.
I mean, it's a little harder to build friendships when you're an RA, but you still get to help build community and help your residents build community.
And now that NMSU requires freshmen to live on campus, there are more people to add to that community. Dustin says there are more pros than cons to having more residents.
Definitely meeting new people, getting to know people.
Students living on campus have 24 hours after their last final to vacate their dorms. Isaiah Silva, News 22.
Sexual harassment is causing politicians to try to change laws. New Mexico Senator Martin Heinrich has co-sponsored legislation that would require mandatory annual training for Congress, members, and staff. Here in New Mexico, State Representative Cali Fajardo of Las Lunas says harassment allegations in the legislature should be investigated by outside law enforcement. Fajardo says current policy provides little assurance of impartial review. The legislator has begun review of the workplace harassment guidelines.
Las Cruces police officers have been making a difference far from home. Officers have spent 2 weeks in Puerto Rico helping out after Hurricane Irma. The officers were expected to be home by now, but have been extended for another 2 weeks. The town where they're working has no working traffic lights, and the Las Cruces officers spend long days directing traffic. Sergeant Jaime Quesada says the officers are being treated like family and are expected to return on December 9th. Some of the children in Puerto Rico will be starting school soon, but not in their island.
Nearly 200 students will be in school in Chicago. Marcella Raymond reports city officials are helping get the kids in class as quickly as possible.
Maria Ruiz just got to Chicago Thursday from Puerto Rico. Getting her 7- and 9-year-old sons in school is a top priority. She says once all the paperwork is in and forms are filled out, they'll be enrolled, probably tomorrow or Wednesday.
They don't speak English?
No.
Are you concerned about that?
Maria says they are eager to get started. They even got a warm welcome from Mayor Emanuel. Miguel Huertas' wife and daughter also arrived a few days ago. Their hometown still has no electricity or water and no school. Emily will start at Clemente High School tomorrow, where her father works in the Safe Passage program. There are 11 students from Puerto Rico already enrolled there.
Is she scared?
Yeah, she it's a little bit scared, but now she feels a little more comfortable.
The community center in Humboldt Park doubles as a Hurricane Maria relief hub that's one-stop shopping for Puerto Ricans who just arrived to Chicago. They can get everything from housing, clothing, food, a place to live, and sign up their kids for school.
We can connect them with individual schools. We also, waive the normal fees. We provide them uniforms and supplies. We give them a health screening. Try to get them in the classroom as quickly as possible without any hurdles.
Because surviving a hurricane, leaving everything you own, and moving to a strange new city can be daunting.
I love this city. This is a nice city.
And stay tuned because Jessica will be back with our national forecast.
But first, Tile Ski Resort is dreaming for a white Christmas. More on that when News 22 continues.
Las Cruces and El Paso share a lot of history. See why we say Texas history begins in El Paso on our El Paso Gold Heritage documentary series, broadcast Sunday nights on KRWG-TV. See Legends of El Paso's Mountains, Gunfights of the Old West, El Paso's Waco Tanks, Mexican Revolution sites in El Paso, and many more El Paso TV documentaries on KRWG-TV.
Saturday at 12 noon on KRWG-TV.
Watch MHZ Worldview on Digital Broadcast Channel 22.2. Every day, world news and public affairs, and every night, international dramas, all in English or with English subtitles. Worldview is also available on Comcast Channel 395 in Las Cruces and 399 in Silver City and Spectrum Channel 1271 in El Paso. Become a member anytime at krwg.org.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22,
where news matters.
Millions of Americans have been having trouble sleeping and staying asleep every day.
If you're one of those millions of people, Reed Binion has some tips for treating insomnia in today's Health Minute.
Are you having trouble sleeping? If you are, you may be one of the estimated 50 to 70 million American adults who suffer from a sleep and wakefulness disorder. The most common is insomnia, where a person fails to initiate or maintain sleep. This may also take the form of waking up too soon, in which an individual wakes up several hours before they should and can't get back to sleep. The Center for Disease Control suggests 7 or more hours of sleep for adults between the ages of 18 and 60 years old. If you don't, it could affect your overall health. Here are some things you can do to improve your sleep health. Be consistent. Go to bed at the same time each day and get up at the same time too. Make sure your bedroom is cozy, quiet, and dark. Turn those smartphones, tablets, and TVs off. If you need a little white noise, try a fan. And avoid caffeine before bedtime. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Authorities with the Carson National Forest are seeking information about an act of vandalism in the Miranda Canyon. Forest employees had installed a metal fence near the canyon's entrance to find it torn apart and dismantled. Officials say that the area has been used as a dumping ground for trash, furniture, and construction debris when there have been conservation funds used to protect the watershed from private development. Holiday time often goes hand in hand with the snow sports season in New Mexico, but this year that may not be the case.
News 22's Mike Vahill shows us why the arrival of ski season is on hold, all because of warm temperatures.
Boys are doing good work. For the Rones family, Thanksgiving means spending time together. Josh, come on. And a trip up to Taos Ski Valley.
This is our 4th year to come up here for Thanksgiving.
But this year, their holiday skiing is more limited than normal. That's because warm weather has caused TSV and others in the state to either open just a few runs or delay the opening date.
It's really hard to predict what the weather is going to be, which is one of the challenges we face. Any ski area will face that.
This is what Taos Ski Valley looks like under normal conditions. And this is what it looks like now. But for some skiers, this isn't out of the ordinary.
So it's nature. Sometimes you have less ski lower, United States and more ski up north.
Now, despite the warm weather and warm conditions, Taos Ski Valley still opened up on its target date, which was Thanksgiving. But they only opened up one lift, which is Pioneer, right behind me. Right now, the only other resort in the state that's open is Red River. Others are opting for later dates.
We're doing a limited schedule for the early season. We're hoping to open daily on December 8th, given we have the right conditions for it.
The Rones family isn't too bummed about it, though. They see the warm conditions as a chance to enjoy what the rest of Taos has to offer.
There's so many fun things to do. The kids love to sled. There's plenty of opportunities for sledding and also hiking. Of course, we would love to ski more than anything, but we have such a good time anyway that it's fine, and we thoroughly enjoy it.
Mike Vahill, News 22.
Warm temperatures have kept the season from getting into full swing, but cold temperatures are in the forecast.
It's been warm here in Las Cruces. I wonder if it'll get colder in any other parts of the country.
Jessica is next with our national forecast.
Yes, guys. Actually, a volcano in Indonesia erupted not once, but get this, twice last week. And an even bigger eruption could be on its way. Bali's Mount Agung has been spewing ashes thousands of feet up in the air, and the volcano's alert level is at the highest level. At least 100,000 people are currently being evacuated. So we will keep you updated if that does happen. But for now, I want to go ahead and take a look at my first map. where we're actually going to see this jet stream that's right here, which isn't creating a lot of things. Mostly the folks up here in the blue region are seeing some chilly air, and that's about it. As for everyone else, just some mild temperatures. But in the western region, which I'll talk about here in a little while, these folks are actually going to be seeing some possible snow. But on my next map, let's go ahead and take a look at what this means. So next week, we actually have a different jet stream making its way in, which will create this low pressure system right here, which could create 2 potential big storms. So again, we'll keep you updated if that happens, and that'll actually create some cooler temperatures for us here. So that's good news. We'll start to feel like fall. On my next map, let's go ahead and take it back to that snow I was talking about. So these folks right here could be seeing some mountain snow, and the folks in the green could be seeing some rain showers up to 1 inch of rain. So if you are traveling this way, just be cautious that there could be delays. After the break, I'll tell you more about our fall-like temperatures around New Mexico. You're watching News 22 Tuesday.
Fresh Air with Terry Gross, weekday mornings at 11 on 90.7 FM and streaming live on KRWG.org.
Wednesday at 9 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
When the Moody Blues became the first band to fuse rock with classical in their landmark album, Days of Future Past, they set music on a progressive, psychedelic new path. Now celebrate the album's 50th anniversary and more with the phenomenal Moody Blues in concert on great performances.
Wednesday at 7 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Welcome back, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at our current temperatures around New Mexico. And I know we're still talking about breaking record highs because look how high these temperatures are for this time of year. Right now, Farmington 42, Gallup 43, Albuquerque 50, Socorro 54, Roswell 52, Las Cruces we're at 59, and Deming at 60. As for tomorrow, we will feel a little bit more like fall, but definitely not as cool as we should be for this time of the year. Santa Fe 39, Albuquerque 50 again. Clovis 61, Ruidoso 60, Roswell 61, Las Cruces at 64 tomorrow, and Deming matching that at 64 as well. Let's go and take a look at our sister cities. Right now, Alamogordo, clear skies tonight at 52, tomorrow cloudy skies at 63 degrees. Truth or Consequences, clear skies tonight, 58 degrees, and tomorrow cloudy skies at 63. Silver City, clear skies again, a low of 52, cloudy tomorrow with a high of 61. And in our beautiful city of the Crosses, cloudy skies tonight with a low of 35. Expect some clouds tomorrow at 64. I'll be back in just a little bit to give you your 5-day forecast, but for now, back to Crystal and Steph at the desk.
A child from Colorado was found dead after he had been reported missing.
That's the first story in tonight's Southwest Minute.
The 23-month-old girl was pulled from a river in Big Thompson Canyon. She was reported missing yesterday morning. Police say the mother and her daughter were asleep. The mother woke up. The girl was missing with the door open. Police say foul play is not suspected. Today, Houston police trained clergy members how to improve security in their churches. It comes just 2 days after a man walked into a Houston church and threatened to kill a church deacon, and 3 weeks after the Sutherland Springs Baptist Church shooting in which a man killed 26 people. It was the worst mass shooting in Texas history. The deadly mass shooting in Las Vegas happened less than 2 months ago. On Saturday in Henderson, Nevada, about 100 survivors gathered for a Thanksgiving potluck. Some were out in public for the first time since the shooting. Many still have not returned to work. One organizer said the nation has moved on to other things, but survivors will be scared for the rest of their lives. This has been Andres Valle with your Southwest Minute.
And next we have Christian Mistretta with sports.
Thanks, guys. Coming up in sports, the NMSU and UTEP basketball teams have been very busy lately. We'll tell you all about it when News 22 returns.
American Masters gives us hope.
My fans call me Bob.
Bob Hope.
Well, they finally got me.
From vaudeville and Broadway to Hollywood,
Road to Morocco.
radio and TV, he gave us a century of laughter.
Throw the bombs out! No, not me.
Join the stars he inspired.
It's Bob Hope.
And the troops he entertained.
He gave a good time in the worst of times.
With Thanks for the Memories, enjoy a look back at Bob.
This is Bob Hope.
On American Masters.
Thursday at 7 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This is take one.
Celebrate Sergeant Pepper's 50th anniversary. Go inside Abbey Road Studios to learn how the Beatles created a musical masterpiece.
Picture yourself in a boat on a...
It's the landmark album from the Beatles that changed music forever.
Thursday at 9 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Kristen Mastretta, and let's talk sports. It has been a very busy week for the NMSU and UTEP men's basketball teams. This past Saturday, NMSU beat the Miners 72-63. Then yesterday, UTEP hired a new athletic director, Jim Sinner, but abruptly lost their head basketball coach, Tim Floyd. Floyd retired immediately after the Miners lost to Lamar. Assistant coach Phil Johnson has been named interim head coach, and his first game will be Thursday night against the Aggies. The game will start at 8 o'clock at the Haskins Center. The women's basketball team is recovering from a tough showing at the UTEP Thanksgiving Classic. They lost their first game against Texas Southern 50-66 and lost their second game 60-69 against Arkansas. They will now host their rivalry, the UNM Lobos, on Saturday in the Pan Am Center. They played the Lobos earlier in November and lost 75-86. New Mexico State's football team is coming off of a win from Saturday against Idaho by a score of 17-10. With the victory, they are only one win away from bowl eligibility, as they are currently 5-6 on the season. They will go for win number 6 on Saturday as they host South Alabama at 2:30 in what could be one of the biggest games in the history of New Mexico State football. The Aggies haven't played in a bowl game since 1960. Head coach Doug Martin says he has tremendous respect for South Alabama and knows that beating them will not be an easy task.
Joey Jones, their head coach, I have a lot of respect for. He's done a tremendous job building that program. And this is going to be Joey's last game, and I guarantee you their kids are going to play their hearts out for him being his last game. So it's going to be a great challenge for our team.
It is now the end of the high school football season for Las Cruces High. The Bulldogs played number 1 seed Monzano last Friday in the semifinal game. The Monarchs beat the Bulldogs 28-10. Monzano will now play the La Cueva Bears in the 6A state championship on Saturday at 1 up in Albuquerque. Santa Claus is coming to town, and so are his muscles. Abley Smush Shaney is a dress-up Santa from Salem, Oregon, and will be competing for the world's strongest man in North Carolina next month. He says that his condition has motivated him to get in shape and live a better life.
I was terribly out of shape, obese, getting beat up by diabetes, and I realized, if I was going to see my kids graduate from high school, I was going to have to lose some weight and get in shape.
And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Jessica will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast. But first, El Paso's local superstar is up for some big praise. More on that when News 22 continues.
How do you do? The Beatles! Well, kids, we were all pretty scared.
We had each other, and we brought that to the music.
Help! I I always like singing Help because I'm into it. It's real.
Friday at 8 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Join moderator Robert Costa
When I was at the Capitol this week,
and a panel of award-winning journalists
You're seeing a divided nation, and you're seeing
for insights and perspective
Tonight there was a key development in the
you
Senate.
won't find anywhere else.
What a week.
Washington Week.
Friday at 7 p.m. on KRWG-TV.
Let's take a look at our top stories. 2 suspects are in custody after leading LCPD on a high-speed chase that killed a retired police officer. J.R. Stewart was hit by the car in pursuit while riding his motorcycle and later fell victim to his injuries. Today was Giving Tuesday on the NMSU campus. Many from the NMSU community made contributions to the university, even Mayor Ken Miyagashima. And the ski slopes up in Taos are looking for a little bear this November. News 22's Mike Vihil was able to visit Taos over Thanksgiving and find out why the ski slopes are missing some snow.
And it's a good day to be Khalid Robinson. Khalid, El Paso's adopted son, woke up to 5 Grammy Award nominations. Khalid earned a nomination for Best New Artist along with Alicia Cara, Lil Uzi Vert, Julia Michaels, and SZA. He also earned a nomination for the Best Urban Contemporary Album for his debut album, American Teen. He also earned a nomination for his song Location, his debut single that he released in February.
I really like Khalid. I'm glad he's doing well, and I'm glad that he can represent the borderlands so well too. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's a good local celebrity.
Yes.
5 nominations. Wow.
That's crazy. I know. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 5-day forecast, where we are going to be seeing some clouds throughout the week. So a lot of you guys have been asking, when will we be seeing those fall-like temperatures? Well, good news, we will be seeing them until Friday, but again, they're not sticking around too long because Saturday we're back in the 70s. But take a look at those lows. Those kind of feel like fall, with our low tomorrow at 41 and in the 40s throughout the rest of the week.
Wow, so it won't be too cold, but manageable.
Exactly. You can catch all of today's air stories and past newscasts on our YouTube page and at youtube.com/KRWG News 22.
And follow us on Twitter and Instagram for show updates and the latest on what the News 22 team is up to.
And that's all for News 22 Tuesday. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Cristal Corrales.
Thank you. I'm Stephanie Muñiz.
And I'm Jessica Nevares. Good night.
Good night.
This news brief in Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Hola y bienvenidos a Noticias 22, yo soy Raquel López. Un policía jubilado de Las Cruces murió el lunes cuando la motocicleta que conducía fue alcanzada por un vehículo que huía de la policía. Un oficial de la patrulla fronteriza dice que todo comenzó cuando Daniel Allen Lowell, de 34 años, y Trista Marie Scafali, de 32, estuvieron involucrados en una persecución a alta velocidad que culminó la muerte del ex policía J.R. Stewart. Los agentes descubrieron que el vehículo tenía reporte de robo en Colorado el mes pasado. La policía de Nuevo México informó a los agentes que pidieron identificación al conductor y él dijo que no tenía ninguna. La pasajera le dio a los agentes una licencia de conducir robada y fue entonces cuando se le pidió al conductor que se detuviera en el carril secundario. La pareja huyó en la camioneta e inició la persecución en sentido contrario en dirección al norte de la I-25 cuando giró al vehículo hacia el oeste a través de una valla de alambres. Esto causó que el vehículo chocara contra el motociclista, quien luego murió en el hospital Mountain View. La pareja fue detenida en el puesto de control al oeste de Las Cruces. J.R. Stewart fue 2 veces candidato para sheriff del condado de Doña Ana y también fue expresidente del sindicato de policía y organizaciones patronales. Para Noticias 22, yo soy
Wells Fargo. Our support of Aggie students goes beyond just banking. By supporting News 22, we're giving back to the community. Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far.